Well, the preseason in the book, Billy. Welcome back. What is this?
Season 4.
Hey guys,
I thought we had a gargoyle.
Why are you still with your headphones on?
in case you haven't noticed, I'm the only one you're going to hear.
Season 4 of Sports Club has officially begun slowly for some reason.
It seemed like the off-season took forever.
But the 2013 season is officially upon us.
Come on, yeah!
Tomorrow is the first game.
Yep.
Mañana, for Spanish
There you
speaking.
go. Maybe that's how we're going to branch out to everybody.
What's tomorrow night? Hey, we'll get the Southern California crowd. Wrangle those guys in.
Wow. And speaking of legal departments.
They got away.
Where are you fishing? Wrangle, rope. Where are you fishing?
I don't know.
All right. Let's get started. Let's talk about the game tomorrow night. Baltimore at Denver, and it's a huge game just simply because let's see what the reigning Super Bowl champions have to do against
The Ravens
Denver.
get to play at home. Wait, no, that's right.
No,
they
no.
won the Super Bowl, and they don't open up the season at
They
home.
open up on the road.
The first time since 1996 this has happened.
This is huge, man. I mean, to have a Super Bowl defeat, you're going to the place that you defeated the team that was supposed to make it to the Super Bowl. They were the hottest team. I picked them to win the Super Bowl. You're going to Denver.
You're wrong.
Mile high. I was wrong. It's Peyton Manning's second year there. He gets a little more acclimated with the offense. This is going to be a hostile environment for Baltimore. They lost a lot of their defense. They lost a lot of that Super Bowl team.
But
Absolutely.
If you're going to strike this Denver team, now is the time with Von Miller being out for 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm. The later in the season it goes, the better Peyton Manning becomes with his wide receivers and his new options and his new weapons. And if Baltimore wants a shot to make a statement, it's going to be this week. It's not going to happen, though.
I agree with you. I think Denver's going to take it, and simply because of two things. Peyton Manning is fantastic with
3-0 against the Ravens.
80-degree plus weather. Starting temperature is supposed to be 85 in Denver on tomorrow night. Number 2, Mile High. It's really difficult to go into Denver Stadium and get acclimated to the surroundings.
How important is Champ Bailey for the Broncos? He's not playing.
He will be.
Von Miller's not
He will
playing.
be very important down the stretch, but I don't think it's going to matter in the first game. I think a lot of teams, it's almost like a
High-scoring game?
well,
Yes.
yes.
Their best defense is going to be Peyton Manning and Demaryius Thomas.
Not Welker?
Demaryius Thomas is going to be a better wide receiver this year for Peyton Manning than Welcome.
Okay.
Pick.
Talking to me?
Yep.
Daniel?
I'm going Ravens. Just to be odd.
Nope, you're wrong.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Bryce and I obviously have Denver.
Yep.
Moving on, New England at Buffalo.
Can you just skip this?
Skip play.
This game. Did you see the line on this? Buffalo is an 11.5-point dog at home.
Yes.
That's
That's
embarrassing.
why I'm moving on to New England at Buffalo.
I know, that's what I said. Can we skip that one?
Well, I mean, we have to simply talk about it just simply because E.J. Manuel has gotten the starting nod for.
And that's the most press he'll ever get.
But let's also think about it. There have been 9 rookie quarterbacks after week 1, there will be 9 rookie quarterbacks to start the season as starting quarterbacks in the past 3 years, which is kind of impressive considering.
That kind of shows that you need that franchise quarterback, and every single franchise just keeps trying to go get it. And if you don't have it, you keep just starting over, because look at the successful franchises. Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
Flacco.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think the longevity is there yet for Flacco.
Matt Ryan.
Same thing. The longevity's
How
not
do you
there.
not call them franchise quarterbacks?
Because they will be, but the longevity's not there. You see what I'm saying?
They're only 5 years
Yeah.
in, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
I guess.
To be a franchise, I would say 8 or more.
Probably, and I'm just going to say this
Eli?
without actually asking them, New England across the board for our picks.
Yeah.
Seattle at Carolina, and this game is going to be, speaking of rookie quarterbacks, well, he's not a rookie anymore, but Russell Wilson seems to come out and say, look, we don't run the read option. I just hand the ball off to Lynch a lot.
And throw the ball. He's a very good quarterback.
I completely agree. Bryce and I got to watch him in when we were Ohio State fans, watching him in Wisconsin, and the kid just flat out can play.
Did
And
he beat us?
No,
we didn't.
No.
We won. That's right.
Just a
My
quick
bad.
note on Cam Newton. Since 2011, only Aaron Foster, Adrian Peterson, and Marshawn Lynch have more rushing touchdowns than him.
Wow.
Yes.
That is a terrific stat, Daniel.
Thank you. Huh, that's what I'm here for.
What a great
That
stat.
may be a sports club first.
Yeah, Daniel.
I got
Wow.
a couple more. Cam Newton's first season opening at home, first game.
I know he
That's
can
not that
read.
great.
Cam Newton really caught fire at the end of last season. I think Carolina takes this. I think, and everybody's saying that it's a two-man race out in the West. They're saying Seattle and the 49ers. I don't see Seattle as being as good as they were last year. I see Seattle as taking a step back.
I almost want to agree.
I think Russell Wilson is going to hit a sophomore slump. It's not going to be terrible. He's still going to be a very good quarterback. He's still going to be one of the top quarterbacks in the league, but he's not going to produce what he did last year.
Because they had no idea what he was coming.
Cam Newton now, this is his third season in the league. He had a terrific ending to last season. I really think Carolina takes this one home. I think Carolina's going to be a very dangerous team this year.
Just so you know, the four-letter network that we all like to quote occasionally is actually the power rankings, the top 3 teams in the NFL that they came out.
Denver, Seattle.
Negative.
You look on NFL. I looked it up. You might be.
I said 4-letter.
Oh, ESPN.
Oh!
Yeah, I was about to say ESPN's got Seattle number 1.
Seattle number 1,
So
Atlanta 2, and San Francisco 3. Moving
so that's
on,
why you go with them. Okay.
Cincinnati and Chicago. Chicago's actually got a brand new head coach in Mark Trestman.
Because last year's coach sucks.
That
was
debatable.
that was a sarcasm.
Okay.
I picked that up.
Thank you.
I missed that.
I got that. Thank you.
Right.
Chicago has a new head coach.
New quarterback.
Cincinnati.
Nah, I'm lying. He still sucks.
New field.
Who you got?
Bengals, man.
Yeah, I got the Bengals.
Bengals,
Yeah.
yes. They're going in Chicago, and they're going to.
I think
What's
Jake.
the line on this, Bryce?
I do not know. I want to say.
I think Cincinnati
No,
is favored.
it's the Bears, and I think it's the Bears by 2.5 or 3.
I'm taking the Bears.
Yeah.
At home.
You
The
have fun.
Bears.
You have fun with that. You have fun with Jay Cutler as your quarterback.
Right.
I'll take the Cincy defense on the road. I'm going to pick Cincinnati to win that division this
Playoff
year.
winning.
Miami at Cleveland. Let's talk about them real quick, just simply because.
Hey, these are 2 upcoming teams.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah, they're up and coming to the first pick in the NFL draft, baby.
Nah, Cleveland's they get a better quarterback, but Brandon Whedon's going to be better this year than he was last year. Richardson's still Richardson. That's a star. You get them. I mean, it's a decent team. They're not going to compete, but Miami might.
I've read some things on a few different websites that have Miami Dolphins winning that division. I think that is completely outlandish with the Patriots in that division. I'm not saying they're going to be that good.
I'll give you a stat right now.
All right.
Okay. Tom Brady has how many starts in his career?
A bunch.
Well,
A buttload, right?
Yes.
Let's just say a lot.
All right.
I like a lot.
The other 3 in the division,
Geno
total-
Smith, Ryan Tannehill,
and EJ Manuel. A total of 16 starts in the NFL. New England wins the division. I'm calling it week 1.
I would go with you. Who do you have in the game though? Miami or Cleveland? Cleveland's at home. They got a pretty good offense. Their
2
defense
great running backs.
is very questionable.
Future.
Lamar Miller is going to be terrific in Miami. I think he's really going to take a lot of the pressure off of Tannehill. And as much as a lot of people are down on Tannehill, I think he has a huge upside. I think he can be.
Talking about his girl.
Well, her too. But I think Tannehill could be the answer they've been looking for in Miami.
I'm taking Miami on the road, which is, I mean, Bryce and I are a huge home pick
I like
mentality.
Miami.
Unfortunately, you aren't.
I like Miami.
But
I'm taking Cleveland.
Yeah, I got to take Cleveland on this one. I think both teams are pretty.
Did you just say Miami?
No, I didn't say Miami. Both teams are pretty even. I got to go with Cleveland. I very hardly ever take the road team. I'm going to take Cleveland at home.
Minnesota, Detroit.
Who did you say, Miami?
Yeah, Miami.
Did he say Miami, though?
He said Miami.
I thought he did, too.
I said
You
Cleveland.
wish-washy.
What did I actually choose my pick?
Minnesota at Detroit. We'll find out in Pigskin Pick'ems this week. Minnesota, Detroit. I mean, Adrian Peterson's
I
back.
think this is the battle for the third place in this division, honestly.
Fair enough.
I mean, either I could theoretically see either one of these teams making
Be in
a
second
push.
place.
I don't see that. See, I think the Packers and the Bears are in a different level than Minnesota and Detroit. I think both Minnesota and Detroit could possibly make a push for the wild card in the NFC, one of the wild cards.
No.
I don't see that happening
Yeah,
because the
NFC is
NFC
too
is so
strong.
good.
Yeah.
I see Detroit winning this. They're at home. I think Calvin Johnson, Matthew Stafford, they're a really good combination when they team up.
AP plus or minus 100 yards.
Plus.
AP plus or minus 2 touchdowns.
Quick
Minus.
note on that, though.
Or push.
Here's
I'll
a
go
quick
push.
note on that one for y'all. Peterson averages 105 yards a game versus Lions, Bears, and Packers in his career. That's what he averages.
That's a stat.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
say
say.
have Bryce stats.
I know. I say he goes over 100 yards, but he pushes on the 2 touchdowns.
Okay, Oakland and Indy. Terrell Pryor gets his first career start in the
Minnesota
NFL.
By the way, I picked the Vikings.
Indianapolis at home. Who you got?
Colts.
Indy, yeah.
Okay.
But Pryor's going to be good.
I'm interested to see what Pryor does.
Pryor's going to be good.
He has a lot of talent. He has a lot of upside. He can do a lot of things with the ball that some quarterbacks
And
in the
his
NFL
feet.
can't. Yep, he's very mobile. I think Andrew Luck is. Let's put it this way: if you watched the season last year, you know I love Andrew Luck. I don't see there's any way Indy losing this game, especially at home.
Kansas City with his new head coach and new quarterback versus Jacksonville.
And their sorry team.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the road team on this one. I think Kansas City are going to be a force to be reckoned with.
I think
this
Tampa Bay's
season.
going to win this one.
Who?
Kansas City.
Yeah, I think Kansas City's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Jacksonville's still a long way off. Blaine Gabber's still a
they
little
suck.
girl in the pocket. He needs to put a little tutu on, dance around, and cry himself to sleep every night because he can't stand up to defensive players.
What's the difference between Jacksonville and Minnesota? I mean, both teams are ran by their running back. Is the difference really that Adrian Peterson is that much better than
Offensive
MJ?
line.
Okay.
Minnesota's offensive line is Jacksonville probably
Because
is the second.
MJD is their offense. Bam.
Yeah, Jacksonville is the second worst offensive line in the NFL.
I've got Kansas City as well. Tampa Bay and New York Jets with Geno Smith starting as New York Jets starting quarterback.
It don't matter
Does he
who
do
starts.
anything?
You know, these are 2 teams this offseason. This is really 2 teams in the past few years that I look at and say, I don't know what I'm going to get out of these 2 teams. Tampa Bay has a very good roster. Josh Freeman, capable of being an amazing quarterback at times.
Especially in fantasy.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Jets are kind of an anomaly. They went to the AFC Championship 2 years in a row and then nothing. I don't know what I'm going to get out of these 2 teams.
I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. I spoke to Matt yesterday, our former co-host,
Hey, Matt.
and he decided to say that Tampa Bay is going to push for the division this year.
I could see it happening if Freeman doesn't choke.
This is our former co-host. I got
Matt,
Tampa
you're
Bay.
getting
I got
brainwashed
Tampa Bay
by
on
Hawaii.
on the road.
I got Tampa Bay on the road as
Yeah,
well.
I agree.
Atlanta and New Orleans. It's the big
Stat.
game. Okay.
Because he's a
stat
man.
All right, this is really interesting.
Oh, I'm listening.
The past 10 meetings with the team with the most total yardage is 2, 7, and 1. They tied in yardage in one game. But just because they get more yards doesn't mean they're going to win. 2 and 7.
Wow. Is this Daniel going to be around the whole season?
Right? I'm hoping so. That is crazy with these 2 offensively boosted teams.
Who you got in this game?
New Orleans. Matt Ryan is 1 and 4 in New Orleans. I don't see it being 2 and 4. Rhino.
I'm taking Atlanta to win, New Orleans for the betting line.
I'm going to take New Orleans to win because I don't think Atlanta has a good enough defense to stop New Orleans. I also don't think New Orleans has a good enough defense, to stop the Atlanta offense. This is going to be a high-scoring game. Over under 60 points.
Oh, definitely over.
Talking about combined
Mm-hmm.
or one team?
No, combined.
I could see one team scoring 60.
Yeah, honestly, with these 2 defenses that cannot get the quarterback, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I'm going to go with New Orleans at home on this one.
Tennessee at Pittsburgh.
Tennessee.
Yeah,
Tennessee.
I agree with Daniel. Tennessee's
Another road team for Bryce.
Tennessee's offensive line
in a second.
is Tennessee's offensive line is terrifically improved over last season. That's the big reason Chris Johnson got to such a slow
Impressive
start.
in the preseason
Yes,
this year.
absolutely. Their offensive line was pushing.
Who's
around
your quarterback?
people. Doesn't matter. You have Chris
It-
Johnson. It's kind of like Minnesota and it's kind of like Jacksonville. It doesn't really matter who your field general is as long as you have that stud running back there and you have a decent offensive line.
And Pittsburgh is going downhill so fast.
They're-
They're not doing nothing
Their
to rebuild.
defense is deployed. They're not going to deployed.
Depleted.
Pardon me.
Depleted.
Where do they go?
Pardon me.
Obviously, they
Their
shipped out.
defense is depleted. Le'Veon Bell's hurt. Isaac Redman's going to be the starting running back. That's going to put a lot of pressure on Ben Roethlisberger, who's not going to have Heath Miller the first few games.
CJ 2K plus or minus 1,600 yards.
This year?
Yes.
Combined or from rushing?
Rushing.
Over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I also have Tennessee on the road. Arizona at St. Louis.
Good game. This is a good game between
Very
two
good
teams
game.
that's trying to
This
make a splash.
This is kind of like the Detroit game. It's two teams that are just kind of neck and neck. They're right there. They're right on the verge of breaking into possibly getting to the playoffs.
Arizona's offense is with Carson Palmer, Larry Fitzgerald actually has a quarterback that throws it to him.
How happy do you think he is?
I've been hearing he's been dropping balls. He's not used to the ball coming to him.
He's used to having to jump 3 miles this way.
Yeah,
He's
I
happier than it came on Hump Day.
Well, today is Hump Day, right?
Hey,
dude, it's so good.
Hump Day.
I've got
Hey, what day is it, Billy?
Hump Day. Arizona,
Mom, I'm coming
Arizona on the road. Who you got, Bryce?
I'm going to go with
Arizona.
St. Louis at home.
Wow.
Arizona.
Green Bay at San Francisco. A huge
What
game
did
for
you
San
say?
Francisco. I said Arizona on the road.
Oh, I thought he was asking us.
Green Bay at
Didn't
San
you?
Francisco. Anything?
You got any stats here?
Oh, I'm sure he does
yeah,
because
that-
he went. It's his team.
that was his first game he did.
No, actually, that's my last. This is meeting number 5. They're 2-2 amongst each other in the last 6 years.
The math works out.
Right? But the winning team in these 4 games had to score a minimum of 30 points.
Here's my question, Bryson, and
Orange.
I'm going to ask you just simply because Daniel, for some strange reason, can't take off the fan hat.
God, I know that feeling.
Right. That's why I'm going to talk to him in the next game. Can Green Bay's defense, whose last year was horrific,
181 yards. Horrific.
actually stop Kaepernick?
No, you don't need to stop Kaepernick. You need to contain him. Because you're not going to stop Kaepernick. I mean, it's just plain and simple.
Okay.
He is a very, very dangerous dual-threat quarterback who is...
That's smart.
Yeah, that's smart.
He knows not to
He knows when
get
to
hit.
slide. He knows
Yes.
when to get out of bounds. And if I was a Green Bay's defense, I wouldn't try to stop them. I would try to prolong those drives.
Quarterback spy every play.
I would say probably 75 to 80% of the plays you would need a quarterback spy, or just
Do you blitz a lot?
you do contain blitz. You don't blitz the quarterback just going for a straight sack. You blitz the quarterback. You push the offensive lineman into his line of view. That way he can't see well. You try to disrupt his plays, but you still block all lanes of escape from him.
It's been said not by me, by multiple sources, ESPN, different stuff I've read, that the 49ers have the best offensive line in the NFL.
They have one of the top offensive lines in the NFL.
So you really going to be able to just push them around like that?
See, that's...
Then you got to worry about Frank Gore, Kendall Hunter, and Michael James.
And Vernon Davis apparently...
Michael James, you won't have to worry about.
Apparently, yeah.
Why, he sucks?
He's injured.
Yeah, he's
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, Colin Kaepernick and Vernon Davis have been working
And
together.
I don't care
and
about
our
injuries.
show.
I don't care about injuries.
Who you
man.
got?
I got Green Bay.
Oh, is that really a question? You really think Green Bay's going to beat them?
I think Green Bay has the best offensive production in the NFL.
Oh,
Green Bay may set some records this year. I've got Green Bay on the road as well.
All right.
The Sunday night game, New York Giants at Dallas. It's two teams, and honestly, when I was checking the stats earlier, between when you're doing the pigskin pick'ems, they actually give you like a percentage of what America's picked versus, it was 49.9 compared to 50.1 in favor of Dallas.
I think Giants on their way down, Dallas is on their way up.
Really?
Yes, the Giants have slowly, ever since their last Super Bowl win, they've been slowly going down. They didn't even make the playoffs last year. This year, they did nothing to improve. Absolutely nothing. They went out and did nothing. This is an 8-8 division. I said that in the podcast.
Yes, you did.
Listen to the podcast. Dallas is actually they're trying. They're trying real hard. They got rid of their defensive coach because apparently that was the problem. I don't understand. Yeah, it didn't make sense, right?
No, I watched every single Dallas game last year, and that was not the problem.
God, that had to suck for you.
Jason Garrett, Jerry Jones.
But Tony Romo's a talent. I'm so tired of people talking about Tony Romo.
Thank you.
And I can't even stand. I hate Dallas. I
You
hated
got-
that so I didn't say it.
I know.
I got Dallas, man. Dallas is going to beat the Giants.
Dallas?
Yeah, I got Dallas. I think I don't get a good vibe off the New York Giants. I can take my fan hat off. I don't get a good vibe from their front office. I think Dallas wins this game. They're turning a lot of the play calling over to Tony Romo. Jerry Jones says he has a mind like Sean Peyton.
What?
Yeah, did you hear
Jerry
that?
Jones is crazy,
Yeah, that's way overpraising. But giving a little bit more offensive leeway to Tony Romo is a really good idea. And turning the offensive play call from Jason Garrett over to Tim Callahan is a really good idea because Jason Garrett
Needs
just butchered end-of-game calls, timeouts last season. I mean, he didn't even look like he knew what was going on. It was embarrassing. So I think they're an improved team this year. I think they pull out that first week victory against the Giants.
I've got Dallas also. Monday night game, Philadelphia, Washington. Oh my goodness, he's taking off that
for the
headphones.
Monday night, man. First Monday night game.
The first Monday night game, Philadelphia, Washington. RG3 is playing, is starting. Mike Vick is the starting quarterback for Philadelphia. Chip Kelly with that new, improved, speedy offense that he ran in Oregon.
Can't wait to see that because in Oregon you have such superior athletes to who you play, and in the NFL you have equally superior athletes to absolutely every team you play, other than possibly the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
I've got Washington at home.
See, this is that gum division. I'm gonna go Washington, man. They're at home.
I'm going Washington at home. Kirk Cousins throws 2 touchdowns in the second half.
Houston,
RG3's gonna
Houston at San Diego. The late game. This game is gonna be done by the second half. I mean, Houston's gonna completely take over San Diego.
No. That's gonna be an evenly game the whole game. That's gonna be a good game the whole game.
Okay.
San Diego will be in that game. San Diego actually might win that game.
San Diego will win that game.
You think so?
Yep.
Aaron Foster is not 100% right now.
Mm-hmm. And Brian Cushing is also not 100% right now. And if you watch that defense last year when Brian Cushing was out, although they did have J.J. Watt, it was not the same defense, and it was not as imposing of a defense. Phillip Rivers this year, this is a statement year for him.
Yes, it
He's got
is.
a new coach out there.
Yes.
They're going to have a new wave. They're going to have new energy. It's almost going to be like New Orleans getting Sean Peyton back. San Diego is going to be a different team this year. San Diego wins this game.
San Diego.
Okay, I've got Houston. That's it for our Week 1 preview. Be sure to tune in next week for our recap for Week 1 and our preview for Week 2.
Two shows.
For Daniel and Bryce,
Those
I'm
shows.
Billy. Thanks for listening.